Moving forward, we'll move into the panel for consumer web, and I would like to invite the panelists, beginning with Ravi Gupta from iDabba, who's the CEO and co-founder of iDabba. Ravi's worked for Wipro for 3 years before this, and he's switched. So we'd love to hear that story from a switch company to startup. Next up, we got Preetham Roy, founder CEO of Gomolo.com, the man behind all these freebies that you're going to get throughout the day. Preetham's been an entrepreneur in the consumer web space for the last 5 years and extremely passionate about movies. You want to know which movie to watch this weekend? He's the man. And of course, with the tickets too. Next up, PANKAJ GUGLANI, founder CEO of Red Quanta. PANKAJ, of course, is an MBA from MDI Gurgaon and holds an engineering degree and runs Tech Quanta, which is a tech-enabled crowdsourcing-based mystery shopping platform. So I think we'll give it over to you, Faisal, to initiate the...
Okay, the format is that we'll have the panelists talk for a few minutes, 3-4 minutes each, present their views on the consumer internet space, anecdotes, stories if they want to share, and then we'll have a discussion. So, Pankaj, you want to start?
Hello, everyone. So, basically, we run a startup which I'm sure all of you will be interested in knowing more about. So, we can help you get free food, free spas, free movies, or say free stay in best hotels. So we do something called mystery shopping, and it's a crowdsourcing based thing. So how many of you understand crowdsourcing? Okay. So basically what we do is that we help retailers get feedback from the crowd, from people like you, and in turn we pay you, and the retailers get your feedback which matters for them. Okay. So I started the company 3 years back. Currently we are 25 plus people. So for the first year, it was a lonely journey. I was the only person running the company. And now we also have 20,000 mystery shoppers spread in 350 cities across India. Okay. So before that, I had worked in India Times for around 11 months and Zapak.com for around 6 months. So there also, I had a fair good look at how internet is growing, how particularly consumer internet, gaming, or content is being driven. So during the discussion, I'll share my views on that. Thank you.
Ravi, you want to talk about your views and how been the journey so far in the internet space for you as an entrepreneur?
Okay, so as you mentioned, I worked with Wipro for like 3 years, and while working in Wipro, I had this idea of starting something on own because it was anyways a useless job basically. So
I didn't say that.
Yeah, so it's a personal experience, right?
I'll give you a chocolate.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, my eyes.
I think public recommendation. You deserve one for confessing the truth.
So I'll tell you how I basically started with iDabba. So one day I was watching television, and I used to watch different type of programs. Not my mother or like my sister, who used to watch the same kind of TV programs every day. So I used to watch these different kind of programs, and one day I was watching this Discovery documentary on how they built the Beijing's Bird's Nest View Stadium, which was very popular stadium that time. And I understood that I was very excited about that program just because I liked Beijing Olympics when I saw this stadium. So I thought that what we watch on television is basically related, and it's very personalized to everyone's personal choice. I said, we don't have any technology, which can alert me at right time, if I am free, programs of my interest or movies of my interest. So that was the initial idea which I thought about around 3 years back. And then we started working on the idea. It was very difficult because number one, we had to get the content, and the content also from media industry, the TV channels. And the best thing was, no one has, I started with my partner called Ashish, and we were like, from a private college. We didn't have any sort of connection with anyone in the TV industry. So the first hard part was content. So we thought, let's forget the industry, let's start building the content. We hired like 3-4 freelancers, and we started building this content. And we first built our own content management system, which today is so developed that, even the investors who saw the tool told us that you can even sell this tool to TV channels. We haven't tried that yet, but the fact was we started everything without thinking too much about, whether people will like the idea or not, whether we will get any revenue or not. But the point was we were trying to solve our own problem. We understood that there is a big problem of, watching television in India. And we thought that if we can actually, make people interested in, or, make this product valuable for them, then, from somewhere, we can earn the revenues. And, that's how we basically started. We faced all the challenges, including technology and then content and then investment, money, everything. So like 2.5 years now, we have like 20,000 subscribers who are getting alerts about TV programs, personalized alerts. And, we raised some investment also. And now, some big people are getting interested in us on their own. We haven't, till date, I haven't actually contacted any TV channel, but now they are giving their data to us. Now everything is happening from like inbound kind of thing. And regarding the consumer also, everything is like till now organic. People get to know about iDabba either from search engines or whatever. And now they are subscribing to the alerts which we are giving to them on Android, or our iPhone application is going to launch in 2 weeks. So that's how the experience has been. And, we haven't earned any revenue till now. But we are happy that, we are solving some problem which is there.
I think there's a common thread there. So we'll take it up in the question and answer session, and we'll also deliberate in the panel. Pritam, you want to talk about your experience quickly, and then we'll start the discussion.
Hi. Okay, I own a movie website, as Karthik had mentioned. Thanks, Karthik, for the introduction. And so it's a movie website called Gomolo. And I'd just like to do a quick show of hands. How many of you are actually doing some, like starting something on consumer internet? If you could please raise your hands. Okay, not bad, maybe around 20, 25. Okay, I attended one event earlier this year where they're talking about internet. And in India, they said that there are 4 pillars of internet. Any idea like which is the top pillar for internet? Like which is the most visible pillar for internet? No, something like internet companies, like which is the company that comes to mind? Yeah, good. So I think in India, e-commerce now occupies a large space, right? So they're saying e-commerce, travel, classified, and gaming are the 4 pillars of internet. So just thinking that what will happen to a company like us, which doesn't do any of these 4 things. So we are basically trying to create content and communities around content. So that's quite difficult. I think VC was also talking about some honesty among venture capitalists. I don't know how many of you have tried to raise funds out of the people who raised hands for consumer internet space. How many of you are trying to raise funds or met VCs, venture capitalists, not this VC? None? 1, 2, 3. Okay, some 7, 8 people. And if you have met VCs in India and people are telling you that the investors are telling you that, okay, you could raise funds without having a revenue source, I think we are living in a different world. Because I think India, it's very, very important to have a good revenue source for people to really come and invest in your company and really to make it successful. So we have faced this challenge, I think, in our journey. I think it's a very important fact in our life. Like we cannot really run a company without really having revenues. I think Ravi has been quite lucky, running the company for 2.5 years without revenues, and I think hats off to him. But I think I was also trying to see if there's some similarity between consumer internet space and movies, which is something very close to my heart. And I saw that there are like a lot of similarities between these 2 spaces. Like it's very easy to start a consumer internet company. It's quite easy to start, but to scale it up and make it large, or what they call it internet scale, I think is very, very challenging. Same with movies, right? You see so many movies releasing every week in India. And I don't know how many actually are like blockbusters or how many actually make a lot of money and reach that stage where people are going to watch those movies. So today is Saturday. I don't know if you could just tell me, like, he was doing some numbers on employees of startups? Like how many movies released, Hindi movies released yesterday? Any guess? 2. 8. Any other number? Oh no, that's quite high. Think small. 4 is close. Between 2 and 4, there's one number called 3. So it's 3. But I don't know if anyone in the audience can name these 3 movies, but actually it is playing. Sorry? Very close. I think I can give half a chocolate. Okay, but so I think we have got one movie lover here. I will definitely give you some movie ticket or some. Wonderful. So we're biased audience. I'll take back the chocolate actually. But so there are 3 movies that released this week. One is Raj 3, which a lot of people know because of Bipasha Basu and also because of the controversy around whatever is happening in black magic and all, whether it's Imran's career, whatever affecting or not. Second is a movie called Chal Picture Banate, which is actually about making movies. Like people try to, Faisal was telling us that 60% of the startups fail, right? So a lot of people try to make movies. Sometimes they fail. So Chal Picture Banate hai actually about people like them, like who give up the career and start making a movie. Third movie is a movie called Rivayat. I don't know if anyone has heard about this movie because it will come and go. If you try to look today evening, you will not find it in any theater. And on the other side, we have movies like Ek Tha Tiger, right? Have you seen Ek Tha Tiger? How many of you have seen Ek Tha Tiger? Not many. I thought Salman Khan had more fans. Even not for Katrina Kaif? Okay, then we'll talk about that later. Okay, so Ek Tha Tiger, I think, so I was trying to say like what makes consumer internet companies successful. So I found that there are 3 things which come out very clearly. One is that it should have a clear purpose. And second is it should be simple, like not very complicated. What if you look at like all the big companies are very simple. They have a simple proposition that you can talk about. And third is it should be fun or entertaining in some way. Now if you think of say Ek Tha Tiger, it's very simple, right? Ek Tha Tiger is all about Salman Khan. So the clear purpose is showcasing Salman to his fans. And people go and watch Bhai's movie. Like no one really needs to say anything else. Second is it's fun because if you see Salman doing his antics like trying to make a comic face or trying to do something, people laugh in the audience. It's a dark theater. Here it's not dark, unfortunately. But people will laugh and they will have fun and come out. And entertaining, of course, Salman's movies are entertaining. We all know that. And Katrina is there, some good music is there. So people go out and have fun and come back and it's a blockbuster hit. So, but I think in making consumer internet companies successful, we really need to do much, much more. And I think there's a long way for a good consumer internet company to come out of India and make it really internet scale what they talk about. That's it.
Thank you, Preetham. I think that was a very good perspective. I think he summarized the need for internet companies in the space that are popular in India. So, Bollywood, hands down, it's one of the most popular. I think let me just go to Ravi. You said that, you were in a boring job, and I'm just quoting you, I was in a boring job. What do you think motivates people to start a company in the internet space? And forget the consumer internet space, any category of internet space. What was your spark that said, I need to quit my job and pursue something?
Okay, so first of all, which I understood is, internet is a domain where you actually don't need any domain experience, basically because you experience things. If you are using internet, then you experience things and you basically don't need any that kind of domain experience which is needed if you start, for example, in energy sector or any other sector. And the problem which you can solve via internet, can be any problem. It can be a ticketing problem, it can be a television problem, it can be a movie problem or any problem because people are over internet now. So that was my first motivation and, because, that was something where there was no, basically, a hindrance to start.
Okay.
So, and the problem which I was facing was, very prominent, for me, as a consumer. So I think.
So you felt that because you're facing that problem, there are millions of people outside your house, your office who are probably feeling the same.
Right. So when you talk to people about the idea which you have, there are many common connections and they will say that, yes, I am also facing this problem.
Okay.
So it becomes more motivating and for you to start.
PANKAJ, if I were to ask you, why did you think of the internet as a source for your mystery shoppers, as, crowdsource? Because you were very successful in the offline mystery shopping space. What prompted you to go to the internet?
So I'll come to this point. So first, I think why a lot of people start with internet, I was working in Tata. I started with my career with Tata, but I wanted to move into internet space. So one of the prominent reason was that like internet space at that point of time, like 5-6 years old. So if I would have gone to say FMCG space, there were like 30 babs sitting out there with like 20 years of experience. So when you're in internet space, nobody can come and tell you, okay, I've been doing this for 50 years. Okay. So you know, okay, he might be knowing say more than 5 years from you. I think the second thing is that starting in internet is not very capital intensive. So you don't need to go and ask for money. You can do your own thing in your garage and move forward. So coming to your question, like I think, so what we do is that essentially we need people across India. So we have clients like say a telecom company, which will have presence across India. So we'll have clients like Swarovski, which will be in high streets. So what I found out was that internet is the best medium to reach people. And particularly, say if you look at the say villages or small towns, so there people don't have internet access to start with, but now they have mobiles. So that's where you can reach them out to. And otherwise also, our thing is also a very community-based thing. So we get reviews from the community, and people in the community can talk to each other. So there is a lot of basically communication. There is a lot of work going on there. So we don't go and sell out. We just need to create a platform, and there people interact.
You found an opportunity in the emerging social media space, and you found that as a very valuable extension of your business.
Yeah. So you don't need to go and target say one-to-one consumers. So you can target say a particular community and 2 people in that community. If you do good job, if you like make them happy, they will spread the word.
Pritam, did you do any market research, polls, surveys before you started your venture?
Unfortunately, no. And more research was done by with friends and family and people around you. And honestly, I think if you ask me that why I started because I was a fool or an ignorant, and I didn't know what it would involve, and I didn't know the challenges of starting up and also like starting a consumer internet business. I think there are many challenges, and so I just started because I love movies, and I thought maybe it would be something easy to do and also fun to do. So I think that's the main thing. And
anybody in the audience want to ask a question? If you have a specific question, then name the speaker you want to address. You're addressing your question to, or if a generic question, then I'll try and justify it with one of the panel member here. Simple question gets a toddler from me. Tough ones you get out of the door. He's saying, why would people come to his site to read movie reviews when there are established websites with very established movie reviewers in the professional capacity?
I think it's a very good question, and Gomolo is also about user reviews. We think, I don't know if there's any official critic or reviewer here, but we think that most of the official critics or reviewers are biased, and they don't give an objective view of or opinion of the movie. And everyone knows, everyone in the audience knows who trusts a review by someone named Taran Adarsh. Okay, everyone in the audience knows. And I don't need to specify this, but so what we do is we try to develop some relationship with some of the people who start coming and sharing their reviews or sharing their opinion. So it could be of 2 kinds. One is like a lot of people who have blogs. They come and put reviews, which they also put on their blogs because they want to reach to a larger audience. And fortunately or unfortunately, because they're still very small, so I try to connect with each person who writes a review on the site. And I can tell you that we have got a large number of people who come to the site and write reviews. For some big movies, we get up to 25, 30 authentic user reviews. Not like no one is paid for the reviews. And we try to build a connect. So a lot of them I have not met. Most of them I have not met. And still we connect on Facebook. We feel that we know each other kind of thing. And we encourage them. That actually helps a lot. And we try to encourage them also to share it with their friends. So their friends come and comment or like it on Facebook or like it on Gomolo and all. And that builds the community. That makes it viral.
Okay, I think I saw a hand here. Somebody, yes sir. Please introduce yourself. Very good question. A lot of models that are being introduced in India in the consumer web space are being replicated, or ideas. See, I think the internet space is all about serving the average internet user. And it's not about the uniqueness of the idea. If you see the uniqueness of the idea, then GeoCities was a very big popular social networking site way back in 1997. I think it was like $1 billion or $2 billion acquisition way back in 1998. It was, then you had Friendster, then you had MySpace, all these kind of sites. And then came Facebook. The uniqueness of the idea is not important. What's important is how do people connect on your site, the experience, and how do people keep coming back. It is easy on the consumer web to get a first-time user, but it is absolutely impossible or almost impossible to retain the user. Loyalty on the internet today, especially in the consumer web space, is more important than new visitors or first-time visitors. I mean, that's one aspect that I would encourage you to measure on your mobile app. Second thing is, there are enough evidences where companies have proved to the world that even if you replicate an idea in your country specifically, then it may sometimes surpass the original idea. There are two brothers in Germany called Samwer brothers. Okay? They not only replicate a successful idea from US, they even copy the UI, color, theme, everything. And they copied Facebook, by the way. In Germany, they were big, their cloned website was bigger than Facebook. They copied Amazon. In Germany, they were bigger than Amazon. In India also, they're experimenting, jabong.com. Samwer brothers have not only successfully copied, but I think they know how Germany works. They know what it takes to get the German consumers excited on the internet. They replicated, they've made an exit. They've sold 3 of their companies for several $100 million. GeoCities doesn't exist. They were the first in social networking. Friendster is almost dead. They were one of the first. MySpace was big. They don't exist. So what's important is how do you ensure whether your idea, irrespective of whether it's unique, replicated, original, or Einstein came in your dream and gave you some algorithm to start the idea, how do you ensure that people are loyal? And Facebook is doing that very systematically, and they're doing it well. I would encourage you to, forget about the uniqueness of the idea and the ethics of whether it is a replication or whether it is a uniqueness of the whole thing, and just pursue the idea if you strongly believe that you understand consumers better than the original company. Yes.
I think what said is very correct. You don't really look for new ideas all the time. But what is very important is you keep trying and keep tweaking. Maybe small incremental changes can actually make a difference after some time. And you don't know them when you're making them. But I think keep working on it and keep trying. And then after some time, you'll really hit the sweet spot, or maybe there'll be some timing which can actually work in your favor. So timing is very, very crucial.
I have 5 toddler, and I've been indicated there are 5 minutes. So, this is one of the fastest toddler distribution program now. 1 minute, 1 toddler. Yes, sir.
My question to you is, Ravi, there are already services provided by DTH, already there are long timetables of the program. How do you compete?
So we don't compete with anyone. We basically provide a service which is, unique and which is actually solving the problem. So when you are actually watching the TV guide on a TV, then you are actually watching TV. But for example, if you are reading newspaper or you are sitting idle, how do you know that there is an interesting program running on there? So that is the problem which we are trying to solve. Not when you are inside TV.
He's building a layer above the DTH services notification system. But good question, you deserve a toddler. Okay. I'm not really good at throwing things. So, yes.
My name is Divyanshu. I run a small company which is called 21 Foods. It's an e-commerce portal for paper greeting cards. So we have been in this market since last 6 months, 5 months or so, based in Mumbai. How to bring traffic to the website? We have a PANKAJ, we have a program, we are doing several other things. Apart from that, we will be developing Facebook ads and other things.
Ravi, 30 seconds for you. Can you give him 5 tips in 30 seconds how to bring traffic to his website?
There is no answer to this actually. There is no single answer to this. Either you have loads of money and you spend like Jabong, or you slowly build it like, organic traffic slowly. That is always slow.
We'll take it up offline. It's a very interesting topic. How, it's a very unique thing. How do you get traffic in this age of social media based society. Yes, sir, there.
I think one of the basic things is that you have to build one consumer at a time. So even if you have 10 consumers, you have to talk to them, you have to understand whether they're happy, what are the things which are like creating friction. So we have used references very strongly. So so our aim internally is to get say 10 references from one guy. And so nobody will give you reference if is not happy. So that's one of the things. And other things are like how relevant are you to them. So in this age, like I get 20 offers from WAYN or some of the things. So I'm like very particular at marking all the spam. So you have to make sure you're not spamming anyone. So you don't buy a database and just spam people. You see whom you are targeting and how relevant you are to them. Because all of us here are very busy today. So you can put yourself in their shoes and see, can I give them something which they like to hear, which they like to come back.
Okay, both of you get Toblerones because they were very nice questions. One for your really nice greeting card that you included in our kit today. Thank you very much from 21 Fools. They have a very nice black card. And my friend there at the back will get a Toblerone. Can you please pass it on to him? 2 30-second questions. Fastest way to make a Toblerone. Yes. Sorry?
I mean, you have a big giant like Facebook and all the applications that we talked about, and specifically the application in the consumer internet, everything can be, a spin-off of the Facebook, then how do you compete with Facebook?
You can compete with Facebook, but you can build something which Facebook doesn't have and which is better than Facebook. I'll give you one example and I'll wrap that question. Facebook bought Instagram, $1 billion acquisition in less than 1 year. It's less than a 1-year-old startup because they were doing photo uploads so much cooler. Their whole process was so much cooler that Facebook was scared. Today, about 70% of the activity on Facebook is about photo sharing. That's like their bread and butter. And Facebook was scared that here's a startup, 11 months old, and they are doing more photo uploads in a far cooler, faster manner than we ever did. So they just gobble them up. Okay? So, absolutely. You always do one thing that the other guy, the big guy, is not doing better. Or if you're, if you're competing with Nokia, then you can do 500 better things. Toddler for you. Okay, yeah, my toddler friend, please ask your question.
My question is for Ravi. He said that they are 2 years into business and still not made any money. So the question is, how do you sustain?
So initially, it was very difficult for us to sustain for 1 year. Because we had to build the product to show some prototype and traction, because otherwise no one will give the money. So we had our own savings, and plus my father put in some money. But, our burn rate was also very low. You have to make sure that your burn rate is not, above like, for us it was like 30,000-40,000 only. So we were able to make that up. And, the way we build the content was also very, very, unique way. We give payment based on per show and per movie entry basis. So that way it became, quite manageable. So you have to build your own ways to do that.
Just to shock you, in Mouthshut, first 4 years until 2004, we did not have revenues. Now we are profitable. Deal space is a challenging space. It's a worldwide phenomenon that we are witnessing, that more and more companies are now trying a hybrid model of deals, regular offers, etc. See, the end goal is to ensure sales. How do you get more people to buy? I mean, Groupon has taken a hit. The stock has tanked 70%. We are aware of that. I think it's going to be a very interesting space. Revenue models keep changing. Okay? What you need to understand is the goal should remain constant. The goal is to serve the Indian internet users with the best offers that are out there. The revenue model may change. But thank you guys. You guys have been very, very supportive, receptive. Please throw your balls. You know, all of us have been, you know, my panel members have done really good job. Come on, throw your balls if you got balls. Thank you, thank you. One chocolate I have here, so I'll use my discretion and give it to you as the last person to ask the question. But thank you, all of you deserve the chocolate. My dad doesn't own stock in any of those Cadburys, but we are here. All of us are here to take your questions offline. Thank you, and please enjoy your day here. Thanks.